You know what I find interesting, and maybe this is normal for everybody else, but I just realized it, where it's like you want to be around those people who get you and love you and you feel completely comfortable with. But you also want to be around those who you don't feel completely comfortable with, right? Who push you into a better version of yourself, even if it is out of like shame or embarrassment or these types of things. Which, again, hearing it this way, it's like, well, yeah, I think we all somewhat know that. But I noticed it with like even dating or going on dating apps, like there'd be some where it would be, I guess, like red flags or this or that. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not going there. But what is the red flag? Why am I triggered? Or what is my nervous system telling me? Or and it's like, okay, well, I do need to shape up there. Like, it's like love yourself more here, or love yourself more there. Or it's like be more aware of those things. But good and bad, like push yourself to do better than there, and then there's those that you feel so good with that you're like, okay, well, that's a really great sign. Those are green flags, but you don't want it to be where you stop stretching and growing, right? It's like that balance there too. It's like you don't want the excuse or the pass. Which, the reason I'm finding this interesting is the way they're also showing it. It's like, it's almost saying you don't want unconditional love, which is not true. But can you hear that? Where it's like, you don't want it to be so unconditional that it doesn't matter. Where it's like, well, yes and no. I guess it depends on certain things. Or how you're understanding it. Maybe that's what it is. But how you're understanding what that word means, right? Because unconditional love will always push you to be your best self, because you have to ask yourself the right questions. Is this truly unconditionally loving myself? Or am I looking outside myself to get or to please, or to excuse, or to any, X, Y, and Z? And I think it was just an interesting realization for me how I can slip and slide that way, where because I like to see, learn, and grow and understand and see where my weak spots are, there have been more times than not that I'll lean into relationships that are not healthy for me or my nervous system or my mental health. And so I think I've grappled with it a few times where it's like, what am I punishing myself? What am I proving? Like, what exactly is the logic? Or am I trying to heal them? Or am I like, what is happening, right? And, it's like, where am I not loving me? Where is my confidence or love for oneself slipping? And like, why? In other words, like, why would I put myself in those positions that are so wildly uncomfortable, right? Like, what are you trying to prove or shore up? Or are you trying to hurt yourself, or you're just used to that environment? Like all these questions that we always need to ask ourselves. And yet I think what this time it was, because all those can be true and said in different times, but this time it was more of like a recognition of, it's like we always know, everything has a purpose, and it is good to have all forms and all variations, even that of which people claim is bad. It's good to have that. We need that. We need the bad so we know the good, because our bad might be your good and vice versa. So that's irrelevant. But we have to recognize what's right or wrong for us and what doesn't feel good. And are we being honest with that? Or are we flip-flopped, and are we familiar with the bad feeling good and the good feeling bad? And so we have to reverse that and refamiliarize ourselves with what we truly want. And all these things, why we're doing what we're doing and why we're drawn towards certain things. And Is it for our highest good, or is it because we're used to placing ourselves in environments that don't feel good to learn and to grow and to push ourselves? And have you had enough of that, right? Like maybe now it's a time to not do that. And don't, again, also slide too far the other way. And what would that even mean or look like to you? Like, what would that definition mean to you? And why do you feel you want, like, why would that be comforting? Or why would that be, right? It's like getting curious about yourself and your own responses, reactions, behaviors, thought process, why we're doing, what we're really seeking or looking for. And are we able to be honest with ourselves, to ask ourselves those right questions at the right time to make a different choice if we really want a different outcome? I still don't know that I got out everything they were showing. I just found it. And what's also interesting, and they're showing this now too, is it just the pendulum balancing in the middle where where it's almost like it's going slower, right? When it's extremes, it's faster. And it starts to slow as it gets into the middle, which is good. So you can really decide and really get crystal clear and really shave down and be more clear. I was going to say certain, but it's not that it's more clear on what it is that you truly desire and how you want to feel. And there is no right or wrong. We've talked about that in depth, where, some people really do desire to have such in what I would call chaos, they would call excitement, right? And other people desire what I would call complete boredom. They would call peace and calm. So our definitions and words for certain things can be very different, right? Where we could experience the same thing and I could be like, that's horrific. And they could be like, oh my God, that was bliss, right? And then not judging ourselves or the other for our experience and perspective on it. Where I think, I know I do that, where, if we engage with another and have a certain experience and then it doesn't turn out the way we expected it or wanted it to, we went in with such expectations and we get disappointed, then we end up hinging meanings all over the place, which is just hurting us, versus just allowing it to be what it is and taking it as simply information. Yeah, again, not new news, and it still didn't come out the way they're showing me or the way it felt. Yeah, it was the slowing down of the pendulum, right? And then recognizing it more in real time and seeing my own patterns, and seeing what I was doing and slowing down enough in real time to recognize it and to pivot and to change and to not get stuck in the traps I would have previously. True. I think it was seeing my pattern and seeing what I would do, and then because I would abandon me, which would hurt me, and then seeing I would do that, I wouldn't do that, but I was like, because they would be bad, they're bad because they would have me do that, right? That's disempowering. That's giving away my power. That's blaming them. That's looking outside myself. That's excusing my behavior, right? Versus seeing, oh no, even what I was claiming as bad or claiming as whatever served me. So essentially it too is good. It's like having what we don't like around us is good. It's the reminder of what we don't want. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just an awareness that is not what we choose or want. And we need that. It's like refresher or reminder at times, not to place the blame on them or see them or judge them as bad, but to remember we didn't like that experience and why did we choose that experience? And choosing that experience, we recognized we weren't choosing us. we were getting out of our own alignment to get because we felt we needed to. Why, right? Like it's like asking and following that line of thinking so you can see who you are, what you're doing, your behavior, your patterns, your truth, and to call yourself out and correct it in real time so that you are more loving and kind to yourself. Like, don't abandon you. You don't need to do that. It's not your person then, or it's not, whatever. Like, it's okay. It's okay, right? It's good information, not bad information, right? Like, don't spiral down and don't spiral up. Like, it's, again, not the extremes. It's just seeing it for what it is. Okay, that was better, but still. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.